Hello, this is Lance Danger here for review number 2 for issue number 2 of the New 52 Batman. Once again, the creative team for this issue is Scott Snyder, Greg Capullo, Jonathan Glapion, and FCO Placenza. And in this issue, we start off with the description of the Wayne Tower that was originally built under the supervision of Bruce Wayne's great-grandfather, Alan Wayne. And we see him actually eventually crashing through a window, falling down from the top of the tower. And we flash back to 24 hours earlier where there's a helicopter that's trying to smuggle some statues that were stolen, and Batman is on his bat cycle on the train tracks trying to hunt down this helicopter and bring it down. And it comes to one of the coolest scenes I have ever seen in a comic book, which is Batman basically playing chicken with this helicopter on the train tracks, and he jumps on top of a train on his motorcycle and basically jumps onto this helicopter, and they can't really turn around because it's pretty narrow, and they can't fly higher because the weight of the statues are bringing the helicopter down as well. So that was a fantastical action-packed opening scene, and it also gave one of the best covers in recent memory of Batman as well, depicting that train tracks and the helicopter and all that. It was just plain awesome. And then we go to the autopsy room where the corpse from issue number 1 was being looked over, and we see that Batman now has infrared cameras and digital cameras there that help check out the autopsy from the convenience of the Batcave. And Dick Grayson is there as well. Of course, Batman asking Dick what if he had met the corpse before and such, and to explain how the corpse got his DNA under his fingernail. Of course, there was a good logical explanation for this. The man had approached Dick Grayson out of benefit, and he has a solid alibi. He kind of confronted him, kind of wanted to talk with him, but he couldn't. And when security grabbed him apart, that's when he accidentally scratched Dick Grayson on the arm. And of course, Batman knows the alibi. He saw the video, but of course, he was just going over it with Dick Grayson. And afterwards, we see the meeting that went on between Bruce Wayne and Lincoln March at the Wayne Towers that the comic book opened with, and they're just talking, and Lincoln March starts talking about a car accident where he lost his mother apparently, and he was talking about a ceramic heart pin that his mother was wearing, and how that was the thing that he remembered the most, lying down on the street after a car accident. And it's kind of a moment where Lincoln March kind of sympathizes and empathizes with Bruce Wayne over having lost their parents and whatnot. And Lincoln March is about to warn Bruce about the Court of Owls when the Talon, which is an assassin for the Court of Owls, as we'll eventually find out, comes in, and he starts attacking both March and Wayne. Now, he throws those throwing knives that were found all over the corpse from issue number 1, and it hits them at specific points on Bruce Wayne that would prevent him from doing much self-defense, even though of course the Talon wouldn't know he's Batman at that point. But again, they don't really take much chances, and that's when the Talon throws Bruce Wayne out through the window, and the Talon chases after Bruce Wayne in mid-air as well to kind of just finish him off, but Bruce is able to save himself because of a gargoyle that was placed on the tower, that was put there by his grandfather to kind of greet the passengers coming in or out from Gotham City via airplane. So Bruce was able to save himself with that, and the Talon apparently fell to his death. But as we later find out afterwards, when he was being transported in the medical car, the Talon raises again and pretty much kills the drivers and the nurses that were in that ambulance. So that's pretty much how the issue ends. This was a more fast paced, more action packed issue compared to the first issue. It felt like a really quick read. And also, there was a small preview at the end of Batman Noel, which was a graphic novel that came out at the time, but I'm not really going to get into it since it really has no effect on the Court of Owls story. Not that I'm aware of, anyway. But anyway, this was a very fast paced comic. It read real quickly. It was another great outing from this creative team. Scott Snyder again introducing a lot of different elements. Also, they introduced the nursery rhyme for the first time that talks about the Court of Owls. Of course, Batman denying that the Court of Owl even exists. And of course, this was just a great setup for the next issue. And again, Greg Capullo upped his artwork even more for this issue, which is mind-blowing within itself. Like, again, I know it sounds like I'm gushing over this series so far, but it really was a great read. Like, issue number 2, I also give it a 5 out of 5. This series really started off with a strong bang, and Court of Owls is really, I think, one of the essential reads for any Batman fan, really. So thank you for listening, and I hope your guys stick around for review number 3.